if I post that I'm 10-0, what does that really mean? Is that anything to be impressed by? And I'm here to say it doesn't mean anything. It's what I consider variance. It's very easy. Well, it's not super easy, but it happens. You can go 10-0. And in particular, out of these 10 games that I won in a row, 5 of them were ridiculous finals. They were not resolved in the final seconds. So it just goes to show you I could have been just as easily 5-5 or 10-0. So I wanted people to be able to understand that this is what happens sometimes. And short-term streaks don't really say how people are doing. I think you can put yourself in a position where you're going to get more of the good bounces, but overall, anything can happen over a 10-game span or a 20-game span. And it's important not to change the way you react if you're following somebody. You don't change your betting habits. You just keep on doing what you're doing. I fully anticipate, and I have had equally bad losing streaks, just like anybody else has. So it's something to consider. It's going to happen to everybody. And being able to share this when things are good, I think sounds better than if I'm speaking from a sour grapes perspective. There's a lot of people that you can follow on Twitter or buy picks from, or to follow or fade them. One of the best ways to really find out if somebody that you want to do that with is, what do they do over time? And here's a perfect example. Yesterday, 5-0 in the NFL. I started the day on my streak that I post at 59%. 5-0 at the end of the day, still 59%. It's very, very hard to get those high numbers over a long stretch of games. And that's something you have to remember. You can't necessarily be overly impressed when you're seeing numbers in the 60s and 70s, because they're almost always short-term streaks. And they can be combined with various different auxiliary inputs. Are they combining with the exact same sport, or are they commingling, subgroups? So that's something that I would want to pay attention to. If you're basing what you're going to do based on streaks, I recommend that you self-track the record claims. Even the best people trying to keep track of whatever they're doing make mistakes, honest mistakes. So it's important that you interact and verify whatever information you're basing your decisions on, and make sure that the streaks or data that you follow are specific to what interests you. Look to see if they're combining different forms of data. Are they combining different sports or things that don't really matter, so they can boost up their win percentage? A lot of people love to jump in a situation where people are hot. Hey, I want to buy that guy, or I want to start just so that I can bet against them. And you know what? That's not necessarily a horrible idea. There's nobody that's going to win at ridiculous percentages. The very best in the industry are going to lose 43% of the time. So it's important to either find somebody that sucks that you can fade over long periods of time, or somebody that's a long-term winner that you can ride with. Hopping in and out of picks all the time, you're not going to get the best of the deal in the long run. I can't tell you how many people jump in and buy a pick off of a hot person, and then that pick loses. Either fade or follow somebody over a period of time, and I think you're going to get your best results, and hopefully a few of these things are worthwhile considering for you.